What's up, this is Chris from ElectroFame. So today's review is about one of the potential killer of the OnePlus One, which is the Huawei Honor 6. This time we have actually the L12 version, which has actually 32 gigabytes of RAM and NFC. However, you also have the L02 version, which is actually only 16 gigabytes of RAM inside and no NFC. So why this smartphone actually is a potential killer of the OnePlus One? Just because actually it features the same exact camera inside, the 13 megapixels, very good one of the Sony IMX214. We have 3 gigabytes of RAM, so 32 gigabytes of RAM, extension up to 64 gigabytes with your SD cards, and we have 4G FDD LTE and Full HD 5 inches. So it's actually quite impressive, and we will see what is going on. So here on the back of the box you can see different specifications, but this is the best is just to open the box, and see what's going on. So here we have the Huawei, so we'll get back to it very shortly. If we open, what do we have under that? So we have a USB charger. So this is an American plug, but when you check out on our website, you can actually choose the UK or EU plug, no problem at all. And then we have USB, micro USB cable here. So from Huawei, you see the logo on it, so no problem. And otherwise, if we open this little booklet kind of, so what do we have inside? We have a free screen protector, actually two free screen protector, and we have here a user manual to explain everything. So it's all in Chinese, so here, if you have any problem, just let us know and we will help you going through it. Otherwise, we have the warranty cards and terms and condition kind of. So everything is in Chinese, but don't worry about that. We will help you if you have any problem. Okay. So, and this is why we make this review. So that's it for the different items. So the only thing we could say is missing is maybe some earphones inside, but that's still alright, because of what is going on with this phone. So this is the Huawei Honor 6. So the design is actually pretty nice. So we have this plastic silver color here, round edges on the side, so we can see maybe here how it is going on. So on the bottom here we have the USB and the microphone. On the back we have one speaker, and we see this is a plastic backing, so you will have to be careful because it's actually not scratch free. I mean, kind of, like, you have to be careful if you drop it on the table, you will get some scratches quite easily. Otherwise, here we have a 13 megapixels camera with dual LED flash. On the top we have 3.5mm jack, the other microphone, and here, what is that? The IR. So what is the IR? Is just if you want to use your smartphone actually like a remote control for some televisions or whatsoever, you will be able to use your IR. So otherwise, on the front we have sensors, and we have here the front 5 megapixels camera and the speaker, and basically that's it. This is what you get. And the only thing I need to add is here on the side we have the volume button and the power button, and here you might notice or not it, but actually you can just take that off, and here we have access to actually the two SIM cards. So the one SIM card is actually a 4G 3G WCDMA, and so FDD LTE, and the other one is only GSM, so Edge basically. And otherwise we have the SD card here, so up to 64 gigabytes. So imagine if you put everything all together, you will have something around about 96 gigabytes inside of your phone, which is quite consequent. Even compared to the OnePlus, for example, which has 64 gigabytes. So this is it basically for the design. So it's actually a really sleek design and very nice, with very narrow edges here on the side, and we have like 5 inches. So for the weight, it's only 130 grams. And though we have actually a 3100 mAh battery inside, which will last actually a very long time, no problem at all. For the dimensions, we have here actually 139.6 millimeters by 69.7 millimeters and by 7.5 for the thickness only. So you see it holds actually very well in hand. It's quite comfortable and no problem at all. So the only thing I just want to add maybe is for the screen. So we have here, so as I said, the 5 inches, but this is a JDA in-cell screen with glove touch ability, and we have an IPS LCD, full HD, and a resolution of 1920 by 1080. So very nice, and we will see high renders, and this phone will turn it on. So this is actually what I propose to you now. It's just like to get started and see what is inside then. So let's get started then. So the only thing we can notice maybe with this phone is actually the Huawei logo is nowhere on the phone. So we have here only the Honor, which is appearing when you start the phone. So it could be hardly noticeable for some people to know that this is actually from Huawei. That some people will actually appreciate and some not appreciate, depends on the people. But for me, I think this is pretty cool to not have actually the logo everywhere, which makes like quite good. So anyway, that's it. So this is what you get. So this is the Honor 6. So we see that no problem, this is quite fast. So we can just check the brightness to the maximum right away, and here we can see the switch or the toggles. You know, it's quite impressive. We have a lot. So we have the Wi-Fi, mobile data, 4G that you can activate or deactivate. So which is pretty good if you want to save some data. So if you just want to use a 3G, for example. Sound settings, Bluetooth, airplane mode, auto rotation, no disturb. So if you just want to be inside. And so otherwise we have so the GPS, screenshots, flashlight, suspend button, auto sync, and volume. So this is quite actually practical, I would say. You just like click on it, and here right away you have the dual flashlights. So which is a quick access, very useful. For notification, you can see that it's empty now, but you have like switch and notifications. So basically this is it for the quick access. What I want to precise as well is like usually on some smartphones you will have actually these kind of external touch buttons. Here is actually a part of the screen. So you have the home button, the back button, and if you want to have access to the recent apps, and here we see that we have actually we have actually like really 3 gigabytes of RAM and only 852 use and 2 for free, so it's quite impressive. Otherwise this is it basically for a quick introduction. So what we can have a look now is actually at the settings, so we can just go on it. And this is what is going on. So SIM card management. Here you will have access to the management of the 2 SIM cards. So one is 4G, I repeat, and one is GSM. Airplane mode, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, mobile networks. If you want to check it out, networked apps too. At the same time, if you want to actually allow some apps to be only in Wi-Fi or only in mobile data, which is like very nice if you want to manage very well your consumption of data, if you have a plan which is quite strict. What is going on here? We have the data usage, default SMS app, tethering and portable hotspot, NFC. So what is NFC? Actually, most of the people maybe don't know what is really NFC. So this means near field communication. So for example, NFC allows you to, if you go to the metro, for example, MRT, so you can actually put your credit inside of your smartphone, and then you just go to the station and you just touch your phone to the machine and it will pay for you. You can go to a convenience store sometimes and you can use your phone to pay. You can connect your smartphone just by contact to a speaker, for example, an NFC speaker. So you can do a lot of things. You can even connect two smartphones together. You just touch them and you will have the ability to share some stuff. So it's not really a new feature, but for most of the people it's still pretty new. And so I just wanted to let you know this is a pretty interesting feature, and it will get bigger and bigger very, very soon for sure. So otherwise we have the home screen style. So yeah, this is what I want to say too. Here inside we have actually the Emotion UI, so a specific Android version from Huawei, and basically you have here, you can have a simple way to have access to your applications, a kind of Windows style, but not really. And here you have the normal, the standard one. So it's up to you to use the one you want. For the display, so here the brightness, color, temperature, wallpaper, auto rotation, sleep. So actually we can make it longer. Daydream or not, font size, font style, and pulse notification light. So you have actually a notification light on it. So otherwise, for the sounds here, the volume silent mode, so you can actually set up a different ringtone for the card number 1 and the card number 2, which is quite cool. So the DTS mode too, to improve the sounds, so you can really activate a lot of different things on this smartphone. For the storage here, we can see this is 32 gigabytes, so no problem at all. So you can put a SD card up to 64 gigabytes on it. Battery, I already said 3100 mAh battery, so it will last for a very, very long time. Why? Actually, because we will see that later on, but Huawei has a cool application which is like a power saving and which is very efficient. Then we have screen saving, Honor location access. So for the GPS, we'll test it later, do not disturb or not. So here you can see that if you click on it, in do not disturb mode, you will only receive calls from allowed contacts. Other calls will not ring or vibrate. SMS and other notification tones will be set to mute. Turn it on or not. Now we don't need it. Protected apps. So you can actually allow 8 apps to keep running after the screen is turned off. So pretty useful as well. Permission manager as well. So you can like really set up whatever you want. Startup manager, so you can allow some applications to start up, to automatically start up when you turn on the phone. So very useful as well. Security, so you can set up different. Here we can see different screen locks, for example. Otherwise, backup, reset, the Huawei Cloud Plus, so you can actually sign up. And then you will have access to some gigabytes for free on the cloud. The Google account on it, so we have the Google Play Store, so you don't have to worry. You can actually download all your favorite applications without any problem at all. Manage apps, call, messages, email, like usual. Navigation bar, so what is it? We will see that later. Okay, let's explain now. So here, if we click on it, we see this is appearing. So the navigation bar is hidden. Distribution, blah blah blah. So basically you have to put it up, and then you can hide it again and put it up. So if we take it off, then it's off. Okay. So the suspend button too. So here this is the suspend button. You can see, you can check it wherever you want, and when you click on it, you have actually access to the back and different other settings. So you can clean right away the memory, you can lock or not. So just a quick button, very, very quick on the go. So settings, can go back, and we can just deactivate. Motion control, so here we see that we can activate flip to mute, pick up to reduce ring volume, raise to ear, shake to rearrange, and tilt to move icons and widgets. So you can activate all of that. And then the gloves mode. So if you cold on winter and you want to not take off your gloves to use your smartphone, you can. You have a special mode for that. Otherwise, daytime languages and input. So what do we have? What kind of languages? So here you can see what is going on. So as usual by Huawei, you have a lot of languages available. So you will probably find yours. Then accessibility. So you can actually have a lot of different features on it. Printing, user experience improvement if you want to help Huawei to improve. Updates. So soon actually this is the Emotion UI 2.3 on it, but very soon the Emotion UI 3.0 will be available on this smartphone, which will make the experience even much more better on it. So about the phone here, if you really want to check it out, so this is really the L12 version. I repeat, you have the L02 version with 16 GB of RAM and no NFC. CPU Edge Silicon Kirin 920 octa-core. So processor specific to Huawei, 3 GB of RAM, 32 GB of RAM, Full HD resolution of 1920 by 1080, Android 4.4.2, better say it anyways, Emotion UI, but it's based on Android 4.4.2 and Emotion UI 2.3. Here we see. So this is it. This is what we get with the Huawei Honor 6. So one of the new flagship of actually of Huawei. So now what we can see is actually the specifications in detail. So for that we have the AnTuTu benchmark. So it will allow us to test the performances of this device. And what we get here, 41,872, so almost 42,000, which is quite amazing. It's a very high score, and so we can actually check it out and see what's going on. So we have Android 4.4.2. So Silicon Kirin 920, the last processor, graphic processor, Mali T624. So we'll check the gaming performances later. So we have here a resolution of 1920 by 1080, 13 megapixels camera. I will go back on it because this is a special camera. No root access. Then we have 3 GB of RAM, 32 GB of RAM, octa-core, 32 bits on it. So it's a Silicon Kirin 920, so 1.7 GHz. Then we have actually 5 inches. This is actually 480 dpi for the density. 13 megapixels, 5 megapixels on the front. Possibility to record in full HD actually. We'll see that later. So aperture f2.0, Exmor RS CMOS for the sensor. So I will go back on it. You will see. So 130 grams for the phone. So GPS and AGPS, so very performant GPS. We'll try it later on. So here we see that for the Wi-Fi we have all frequencies, which is cool. The Bluetooth 4.0, NFC, Wi-Fi, and for the sensors we have quite a lot. So we see the only one not supported actually the temperature sensor, pressure sensor, ambient temperature, and relative humidity sensors. So that's it basically for the specifications of this smartphone. So now what we can have a look is actually at the video to check the sound and how it runs on this. For that we can just go to the file manager and to local, and actually I can just go back and go to downloads, and here this is what we get. So video just once, doesn't matter. Turn the sound to the maximum. Here we go. So we see the auto rotation is very responsive, no problem at all. So regarding the wide angle is actually very nice too. So we see that the screen is actually extremely cool. Very nice to watch movies on it. So 1920 by 1080, Full HD resolution, 5 inches JDI in-cell. This is what you get with the Honor 6. So very bright screen, marvelous colors. Regarding the sound, it's actually quite honest for such a smartphone of this size. And we have a good balance between the bass and the trebles. So it's very, very cool. So that's it basically. That was just to show you what is going on. So otherwise, I've just figured out that, but I just forgot actually to explain to you what is going on with this phone regarding all applications. So what do we have here? We have actually, so don't take in consideration the top applications we installed for this review, but here you have some widgets, for example, you can install. So for that you can just stay on it. On the screen here you can change the wallpaper, transitions to the widgets, thumbnails, simple home and edit home. So from transitions, you know, you see we have perspective, a lot of different, so we can flip over, for example, and you see it's changing. It's very nice. Otherwise, for the widgets or wallpapers, like let's start with the widgets. So we have actually a lot of different widgets you can install, and when you install new applications you will have different widgets. So that's it basically. So otherwise we have the themes from Huawei, so you can actually choose 3 themes which are actually already inside, but online you can download a lot. So there's a cool feature of Huawei. Actually Xiaomi has it as well, and Lenovo too, so you can download a lot, so you will probably find like a theme you really like. So basically this is it. And otherwise we have the music video settings, application center, which is quite useful if, for example, you cannot find, so it's in Chinese but it doesn't matter, enough to find applications, you don't need it. So sometimes if you just want a quick application on the go and you're stuck, so you have this application center, which is the same like the Play Store kind of. So but you also have the Play Store install on it, so no problem. Phone manager, so when we click on it here we see that we have a cool application, so we can actually optimize the smartphone, so we can clean the storage, harassment filter, power saving. So if we click on it here we see that we can actually make the optimum performances, smart, ultra. So you have like a lot of different things. You can set up whatever you want, consumption level, time left, details, settings. It's actually quite impressive. You will need some time actually to get away with that. So you can really check all what you want. Otherwise you have the virus scanner too, permission manager, notification manager, and startup manager. So quick access to everything on the go. So gallery, camera, then have the clock, calendar, weather, game box. So what is a game box? It's just like if you want to download a lot of different games. So it's again here in Chinese, but you have the Google Play Store too, you know. File manager, email, HiCare. So what is HiCare? So HiCare is actually a pretty cool service from Huawei. So with a user guide to show you how to use a smartphone, FAQ, if you have some questions, feedback, service center, service hotlines, fan club, service policy, and phone checker. So it's cool actually because sometimes it's quite of the thing missing in some smartphones. So we have the V-Mode from Huawei. So it's just like so we see here you have access right away, but this is not very interesting for now. And otherwise for the tools we have quite a lot. So we have the mirror, pretty cool if for example you're a girl and you want to check your makeup on the go. Otherwise the magnifier too. So we see that this is actually a cool feature, to be honest. So we can just take like one battery and we see that this is actually quite impressive. So we have a cool magnifier. So this is cool feature. I forgot to say, but actually you can have the flash too. So it's actually very, very nice. So when you're somewhere and you want to check something, you can have actually the flash as well. So we can go back. What else? We have the flashlight, the calculator, notes, sound recorder, FM radio, cast. So if you want to project actually the screen of your smartphone on your television on your smartphone, on your computer or whatsoever. Smart control, this is what I was talking about. To help, we can go right on to help. So here, this is the IR that I was talking about before, so the remote control. So here you can see that you can actually manage everything, so add a controller, and so it's quite, so you have here all the different devices by brands and whatsoever. So you can just add the one you want, and you can control, I don't know, for example, your television. You can add, you can control your AC. You can control a lot of different things just with that, like the Samsung Galaxy S5 basically. So it's very cool. Actually, it can be very useful from time to time. So otherwise, we have the backup, the system updates, downloads, app manager, driving modes, voice assistant, and magic tag. Magic tag is actually what I was talking about. For an NFC. So okay, you see here what they talk about. So place a tag near the back of your phone. So they're talking about actually NFC tags. So NFC tags is like a little chip like that, and you can buy them on internet, and we will soon have them on our website too. And actually you can program them, so they have few bytes inside, and when you put them on your smartphone just like that, you know, it will activate. For example, if you decide, for example, you're going to bed and you want to deactivate all notifications, all sounds, take off the Wi-Fi, take off all data stuff, but you know, you don't want to do that manually. You just put your tag on it and it will do everything. On the morning you wake up, take it off, and your phone just goes back to how it was, you know, when you were going to bed before. So it's quite useful, and you can program whatever you want with these NFC tags. So this phone allows you to do it, which is quite useful. So otherwise, here we have different other applications, but it's more about like Chinese applications, so it's not very interesting for you. But you still have an iBook, I mean, for the ebooks, Kingsoft Office, and AMAP and whatsoever. So the camera here too, and so let's talk now, actually about the camera. So for the camera, let's launch it and see what's going on. So here, okay, it doesn't matter, the flash is not available, we don't need it now. So here we have different modes. So we see we have normal mode, the smart mode, beauty mode, watermark mode, filters, panorama, audio control, audio now, best photo, SDR, and all focus. So there's quite a lot of modes available right away at your hands. Otherwise, for the settings, here we see that you can actually mute or not mute. For the sound, you have different resolution available, so 13, 10, 8, 6. The timer, audio control modes. So what is the audio control mode? You see, actually you can actually say something, okay, here it's in Chinese, but it doesn't matter, you know. And you can say something and it will take a picture. You can touch to capture, touch and hold shutter button, capture smiles, object tracking. You can actually set up the ISO, white balance, and image adjustments. So regarding the video, we have actually different resolutions, so FHD, HD, VGA, QVGA, and MMS. Then we have actually the beauty mode, object tracking 2, the stabilizer, and HDR video. For others, so you have the volume button, GPS tag, prefer save location, double press volume down when sleep, and that's it basically. So it's quite impressive all what you have. What we can have a look now is actually at the different picture. So this is some different pictures we took. So this one was taken actually just with a smart mode, nothing else. So we see that actually is quite impressive. The colors are very nice and very bright. This is a panorama that we took. Oh. So we see that the details are actually very nice, and here we go. And here again the colors are actually very, very nice, you know. So this is not a full panorama, it's just like a half panorama actually. So it can be like very, very huge. Otherwise here was like in normal mode too, so we see that is very impressive. Oh, sorry about that. Here we took again some different, so you can check the colors. Is actually quite impressive, and it renders very well and very nice. Actually, like very true colors, like as you can see it. Here the same was taken in smart mode, so we see that the zoom, when we zoom on it, is actually impressive. We have a good quality, and this was only 10 megapixels and just HD resolution. So basically this is it, and we have here some pictures in actually HDR and 13 megapixels, so FHD, and here we see that the quality is actually very nice and the details is quite impressive. Okay. So what's so special in fact about this camera? This camera actually, it's the same than the OnePlus One, and how to say, the Oppo Find 7. So this is a Sony IMX214. So the back camera, the 13 megapixels camera, is a 5 pieces ISP lens and BSI sensor on it. So it's actually a very good camera, and this is why you get like good pictures. So we have a dual LED flash, an aperture of 2.0 on it. So you will not be disappointed by this camera, and will make like great pictures for sure. So basically this is it for the camera. We show you the sound and the video. What else now do we need to check is actually maybe the gaming performances. So we have like a very good device here. So let's try on Asphalt 8. So here we see that the graphics are at the highest level. So we can go back. So let's see what this octa-core processor with a Mali T624 MP4 has to propose to us. I think we will not be disappointed. Oh, sorry about that. So very expensive. So we see that actually it's no problem to play the latest game available on the Play Store. Runs very smooth. So basically that's it. So you see that there's no trouble, no highest level of graphics on Asphalt 8, and runs very smooth. So you will be able to play all the latest games available on the Play Store for sure, no problem at all. So this is it basically for the Huawei Honor 6. So this is the L12 version, I repeat, so with NFC. However, the L02 version has only the 16 gigabytes and no NFC. So make a quick summary about it again. So 3 gigabytes of RAM, 32 gigabytes, 3 gigabytes of RAM, 32 gigabytes of RAM, 2 SIM cards inside. So we have a 3G, 4G, FDD LTE and 1 GSM. The SD card is up to 64 gigabytes, so, which makes a total of almost like 100 gigabytes. We have like a 5 inches JDI cell, in-cell full HD resolution of 1920 by 1080, processor high silicon Kirin 920, clock at 1.7 GHz, octa-core Mali T624 MP4 for the graphic processor. As you can see, it's very nice. We have 130 grams in your hands, only 14 centimeters by 70 centimeters by 7.5 millimeters, so very good, well in hand. The camera, as I show you, is like a very good camera, so the same as the OnePlus One and the Oppo Find 7, for example. So Sony IMX 214, dual LED flash, aperture 2.0, battery of 3100 mAh, and basically this is it. This is what you get with the Huawei Honor 6, and with good feature inside with the Emotion UI 2.3, which will be updated to 3.0 very soon. We have confirmation from Huawei, and basically that's it. So if you want to purchase this smartphone to get more information about the specifications, just feel free to visit our website at www.electrofame.com. And otherwise, if you can also click on the top left corner of this video and it will redirect you to our websites. And otherwise, if you have any questions, just feel free to leave a comment below this video and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. And otherwise, until then, I hope you enjoy it and see you later for the next one then. Bye bye!